Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we are going to check out another of these brand new, or somewhat new anyway, wow stuff, Movie Mates dinosaurs. These are from the Jurassic World Dominion film. I don't know how long ago they were released, but it wasn't very long ago, even though the film was released quite a ways back, last year in June. It wasn't all that long ago that these figures began releasing, and I've only recently been able to acquire them, but we recently had taken a look at the T-Rex. This time we're going to check out Velociraptor Blue, who you can now see is right here in the center of the front of the box, showing us exactly who it is, plus it says Movie Mates Blue right there. But you can see the box art looks pretty nice, it definitely looks very high quality, as the Wow Stuff boxes always do. And then if you come up here, you can again see what we have going on with the top here. We've got kind of a shot of the figure, and then a phone here basically showing how you would kind of recreate a scene from Dominion by using the stop motion Velociraptor figure we have here contained within. And then on the side, you can see another image here showing off the different figures that are in this wave. 3 of them overall as of right now, which is the Giganotosaurus, the T-Rex, and Velociraptor Blue. And then here on the back, you can again see pretty much what you would have to do to create a video again with your figure. And then a little more information over here on the side. So let's go ahead and pop this open and check it out. So we've got ourselves some stuff that goes together here. First of all, we've like the little base for the dinosaur. You also have this little phone stand sort of thing that you use to basically film your stop motion project, and then our Velociraptor Blue herself, and it looks really nice. I actually think I like this more than the T-Rex. We have a better look here to the tail as far as as far as hitting a nice point here with the tail, and that looks really nice. And sculpt-wise definitely has a strong resemblance to Velociraptor Blue. So we'll pop this in because you have like a little peg here that goes in here. And then you've got your raptor standing and looking really quite nice. And, they're pretty neat just on the idea of displaying them because they display nicely. But, of course, the fact that you can create stop motion films and everything with them is also really quite cool. And again, lots of articulation with the figure, which helps to create some really cool displays, and you can get even like the Velociraptor sort of charging look out of this, which is definitely really cool. Definitely a lot of articulation to it as well. Actually get those feet in a better position there. There we go, kind of better. But it looks really neat, so let's go ahead and jump straight to a closer look at this super cool Velociraptor Blue. So beginning up here at the head sculpt of our Velociraptor, you can see it does look pretty nice. The eye is painted with a yellow, also sports some white and a black there. The black kind of extends out, which is a little bit interesting. You can see it's rather than having just like this slit-like pupil, there's like a little bit of black that leads back. And at first I thought maybe that was just a paint mishap, but you can see that is exactly the same case for this eye, so I'm going to go ahead and say that that was done on purpose. But we have some really nice, very fine texturing to the face here. You can see the nostrils sculpted out, and they've got the general skull shape and head shape of Velociraptor Blue down quite nicely. We, of course, have an articulated jaw, and when you open the mouth, you can see that the inside of the mouth is painted with a nice pinkish tone there for the tongue. You can also see there are some purplish tones there for the inside of the mouth on the sides, even though it's losing focus. The teeth are painted pretty nicely, and you can see the purple actually runs along the upper side. Wow, it really doesn't want to focus on the inside of the mouth of this one for some reason, but you can see the teeth on the inside of the mouth on the upper side. Very, very small, but impressively well done from a paint standpoint. As you begin to move down the course of the body, you see the blue stripe pick up. You can see more kind of nice looking skin texture, some more kind of creasing and stuff as you move down the course of the neck. The figure has a somewhat kind of satiny look to it, so it's slightly shiny. And I like that they've given this, rather than just having like that, generic blue stripe, they have given it like a few kind of spots, like, areas where the blue has kind of run off, which is pretty neat to see. Definitely adding a little bit extra as far as this one goes. Primarily blue is a light gray, and then we have the blue stripe, and that's really about it as far as coloration goes outside of the painted nails. But as you move down and you reach down into the body, you can see the arms are sculpted really quite nicely. We have some nice muscle definition in the arms. The fingers are sculpted really nicely. Very Velociraptor from Jurassic Park and Jurassic World-ish, so they did nail that quite nicely if my camera would focus on it. We do have nails painted with a light gray, also a little bit of a darker shade of gray compared to the rest of the body, but the arms do articulate very nicely. And as you move down the neck, you actually have a spot of articulation here, which can give you some really nice posability, like really move quite a bit. And then you've got a spot down here at the bottom of the neck, at the base of the neck. That can go up pretty high, pretty low as well, so that's very nice. But as you move down a little bit further, you can, hopefully, if my camera would focus, there we go, correctly, get an idea as far as what the skin texture looks like and everything. You can see a few skin folds, skin wrinkles and stuff there showing off, more of the blue stripe leading down, and you can probably see how the light is kind of shining off of the body again with the somewhat sentinel-like look that it has. As you move down into the leg, you can see the muscle definition in the thigh, some more nice-looking skin texture. As you lead down the course of the leg, you've got the knee right there, and again, a calf muscle moving down, and a pretty nice-looking foot sculpt for our Velociraptor Blue. Although, interestingly enough, my legs are actually on wrong. You can see that the left leg is in the right side, and the right leg is on the left side, so I'm going to have to try to maybe I can pull those off and switch them. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know how comfortable I am trying to do that. I don't know if that's also a widespread issue with this figure, or if that's just limited to mine. Probably seems like a freak accident to me, and something I'm definitely going to have to look into correcting. The Raptor looks super weird with the legs and feet on the wrong side. It's very, very strange looking to me. But you can see again that the nails are painted with that slightly darker shade of gray like we had seen on the fingers, and you can see even the dew claws and stuff are painted, even if they are on the wrong sides now because the feet are reversed. But as you lead back into the tail, actually before we go that far, we do have the articulation there in the thigh and also in the knee, so that gives you again some nice mobility, some nice posability for your figure, and of course the ability to create some nice running movement in your stop motion. But as you lead back into the tail, you again have a nice little area of articulation right here, nice little joint to move the tail side by side, and you lead out again. The blue stripe continues to lead out into the tail as you lead out toward the tip. It does lead out to a really nice tip there for the tail, and again some nice looking detail on the underside here of the Raptor. You're not going to see much difference over here except for the fact that they did apply the blue at least somewhat correctly as far as the way it appears on Velociraptor Blue, because it does run up and over and into the palate, up and over the eye into the palate, like you actually see on Velociraptor Blue on this side, and it stops short on this side, which is, again, pretty much exactly a trademark of Velociraptor Blue. It would look a little bit different if you actually, look at Blue as far as the design goes, but they got the basic gist of it, and since these are kind of basic as far as paintwork goes, I think it looks pretty nice as far as what they've given it here. It's just kind of a really cool, really fun little toy to create some really neat stop-motion videos with. So again, they definitely did a very good job on this one, just like they did with the T-Rex. Really quite nice-looking sculpt, some nice detail contained within, nice general appearance to the Raptor, and some decent paintwork for what this is. Again, just a really cool kind of stop-motion toy, and you could, of course, repaint it to make it more of a detailed paint job if you choose to, and still have the pleasure of creating some really cool stop motion with it. But on top of that, you also have this little green stand. Again, this is part of how you display your Raptor. You want to attach the peg into there so you can kind of, display your Raptor and articulate your Raptor to create your stop motion film. And then you, of course, also have the phone stand here that you would apply your phone to or put your phone into so that you can film your stop motion videos. But let's go ahead, get a size on this Raptor, and we'll check it out from there. As far as a size goes on our Raptor, now of course we could actually get a little bit of extra length. So if we put the head out and we try to go maximum length for the Raptor, you are looking at about a little over 5.5 inches, approaching 5 3/4 inches, or around 14.5 centimeters roughly. And then for a height, if we put the head back up we don't have to go as high as possible this time, but in a comfortable position, I would say. Height-wise, that's actually a little hard to get a real height, but off of the, stand here, you're looking at about 2 3/4 inches, or right around 7 centimeters. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Pabo T-Rex, the Mattel Colovosaurus, and Robert Muldoon next to our Wow Stuff Movie Mates Velociraptor Blue. And you can see it is quite small overall. Again, it's not a massive figure and is definitely smaller than the T-Rex was. And to show you that, there is the Velociraptor Blue next to the T-Rex, and you can definitely see a pretty significant size difference. Obviously, they are not to scale with each other, but they did decrease the size of the Raptor for obvious reasons next to the T-Rex, just to kind of make it at least a little bit closer. But if you made the T-Rex and Raptor to scale at this point, you would either have to make the Rex huge or the Raptor really small. So I think they did a good job as far as choosing the sizes for this figure. And for one more comparison, just to kind of further give you an idea of the size, here is one of the Toy Monster International supersized captives figures, the Spinosaurus, next to the Velociraptor from Wow Stuff. And you can see that they are a very similar size. So if you happen to have any of the supersized captives, you'll have a pretty good idea, I think, of the size of the Raptor here from Wow Stuff. So then what you would need to do to create your film is bring up the Movie Mates app. So if you happen to have a cell phone, a smartphone, you would want to download the app. I'm sure it works on other devices like tablets and stuff like that as well. And you want to get started. There is my project from my T-Rex if you happen to have watched that review. If not, I definitely recommend checking it out. But there's the T-Rex animation that I made. So you would basically go in here and decide what you want to do, a landscape or a portrait. We're going to go with landscape. And we now have the app open, and you can see again we've got our Velociraptor right there in front of the phone or camera, whatever you want to use. But basically what you would want to do is use the green screen that was included with the T-Rex and then put it behind this. We're not going to use the green screen currently because it really messes with my camera. Like my video, when I'm filming actual video, for some reason it really messes with this camera. But you would then put the green screen down, put the Raptor within the green screen, and then film the Raptor, of course. And I'm going to kind of give you just a really rough idea as far as how this works. So what you want to do is you basically just take a picture. And then you're going to take your Raptor, move it slightly, take another picture, move it slightly, take another picture. And if you are unfamiliar with stop motion, then this is kind of a crash course as far as how it works. It's very time consuming if you want it to look super, super good, but the payoff can be incredible. And we're going to try to get our Raptor to, if I don't move around too much, sort of get the mouth open a little bit. And we'll see how this actually looks when we are finished. Probably not going to be the smoothest thing in the world because I'm kind of like back a little bit further than I should be. But this is basically how it works when it comes to creating any type of stop motion, not just with the figures themselves. But what's cool is you could probably use the app to create stop motion with pretty much anything, because that's exactly what this is meant to do. And it's super convenient when it comes to creating stop motion. Like I had a blast creating the T-Rex video, even though it was really short. Whoops, a little bit too far. Even though it was really short, it was a lot of fun to create, and definitely a blast doing this. So basically, we are now done. We can kind of give you a really quick idea as far as what it would look like. So we'll go ahead and press play there. And it just kind of went really quickly, so we'll go ahead and give it a loop. You can put on a looping effect. So there you go. You can see, again, get a pretty good idea as far as what it looks like. And you can make it, again, way better than this. This was just something really quick, just basically to show you how it's done and how it could look when it's finished. But the possibilities are honestly endless. And then, of course, the fact that there's that little peg there that holds the Raptor up allows you to create so many different poses and so many different movement options, because the Raptor's not going to fall over. So you could, extend the legs and move the legs however you would like to have the Raptor either running or, leaping into attack. Because what's cool is you can actually, let's move this stuff out of the way. You can actually, alter the position of this. So you can lift it up and move it all over the place. You can see you can get any kind of pose pretty much that you would like. It's very, very flexible. You've got a few different joints that kind of articulate it. You can see you can move it straight out, and look how nicely it holds the Raptor up. So the possibilities are honestly endless, I would think, as far as what you can do as far as, stop motion videos go with this super cool Raptor. So this Wow Stuff Jurassic World Dominion Movie Mates Velociraptor Blue is really cool. It's just really neat how different this is from everything else that's out currently. Like, it's so different from most other dinosaur collectibles, and that's one thing that Wow Stuff is super good at, because they have delivered some of the most unique collectibles when it comes to the Jurassic franchise I've ever seen. Like, the Wow Pods are phenomenal. You also have the puppet, the Velociraptor Blue puppet. It was like a baby Velociraptor Blue puppet that we had taken a look at a ways back, and that was phenomenal. And there's actually a new one coming out for the JP 30th anniversary, which I'm hyped for. But on top of that, you again have like a flying Quetzalcoatlus, which I actually have here to review at some point. I've had it for a while, and I just haven't got it up on the channel quite yet. And then you have these, you've got the Movie Mates Raptors, and they have more than that. That's just kind of a small sampling of what they have available. And again, it's all really cool, really unique, really different stuff than what you normally see. And I think they did a very good job on this Velociraptor Blue, just like they did with the T-Rex. Quite nice as far as the overall appearance. The fine detail is also quite nice. Again, it's a little bit muted just because it's a bit smaller, but if you get nice and close and you take a good look at it, the detail is definitely there. You just don't see it as nicely as you see on the T-Rex, but it looks really good. And the paintwork, again, isn't like the highest quality paint job you're ever going to see, but it's not meant to be. It's just kind of a really cool basic version of a Velociraptor Blue as far as the paintwork goes. But honestly, this is a super, super impressive release yet again, and something that I am extremely excited to add to my collection, and hopefully you guys will take a chance on these and add them to your collection as well. So if you are interested, I will include a link in the description to the best of my knowledge as to where you can purchase them. I would think from Amazon UK seems to be the place that I found them available to purchase, but our Amazon here in the United States for some reason doesn't have them. I don't know why. I believe Amazon Japan as well has them, which you can order from Amazon Japan if you are in the United States. But one way or another, check the links in the description. Make sure you grab these super cool Movie Mates figures, and also like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.